What's going on, boxing fans? This is QuestX. I'm coming at you because I really want to talk about Gennady Golovkin and the pressure that is beginning to mount on him, and how I'm kind of starting to see a paradigm shift in the boxing public's opinion towards Gennady Golovkin, in the sense that Golovkin is one of those sports figures that his mystique is bigger than he is. And the problem with that is that, and what I mean by that, let me correct what I'm trying to say is, what I mean by that is that Golovkin, the fighter, gets overlooked by Golovkin, the mystique. Golovkin is an excellent boxer. He has superb skills in the ring. But what's noticed is something that, as trivial as power. And you may say, yeah, well, why use the word trivial when it comes to power in boxing? Because, hey, with greater power, it means bigger knockouts, greater percentage of the chance of winning a fight. But what goes lost in the midst of focusing on power is the little subtle intangibles that the fighter brings into the ring. And I think that what will ultimately be the downfall of Triple G is that fateful day he gets into the ring with a fighter who can take his power. And not only can take his power, but can also play the chess game with him. And at the end of the day, I'm of the mindset that Eubank Jr. literally has put to shame guys like Danny Jacobs, guys like Canelo Alvarez. He literally has, because Eubank Jr. is willing to put it all on the line to fight a guy who is regarded as the boogeyman in the middleweight division. And regardless of what happens in that fight, Eubank Jr. should earn a hell of a lot more fans than he has now. All right? Because he's stepping up to the plate, not only challenging the mystique that is Triple G, he's challenging the fighter that is Triple G. At the end of the day, Eubank Jr. can come out and get flattened, and I will still support Eubank Jr. for the simple fact that he is showing you that boxing, you're either going to win some or you're going to lose some. But it's, are you willing to step up to the plate and see if you can win some? A lot of these new age fighters don't even want to step up to the plate to see if they can win some. Okay? And you look at how Triple G's fans, some of Triple G's fan base, because not all of it, there are a lot of guys I've communicated with who love Triple G, who are 100%, you can tell, a pure boxing fan who likes Triple G, and then a agenda-based filled fan who likes Triple G. And the one thing that is always the common denominator with the fans who respect fighters for who they are as men and their skill set, and not for an agenda, they say, the one common theme now, hey, if my dog loses, yo, he's still my dog. But you know what? You can't deny the motherfucker is a bad motherfucker. I don't get that perception with a lot of Triple G fans, especially on the internet. I would say more so on the internet. They don't. You can tell a real Triple G fan over someone who is just, he has an agenda. He or she has an agenda. So I would caution a lot of the, I'm going to use fanboy term, because I would caution you guys who have been so quick to call someone a name or say that they are this or that because they are in support of Eubank Jr. over Gennady Golovkin, because you guys got to understand, boxing at its core is all about the guy who can take the most punches, the guy who can outthink the other guy, the guy who's willing to step into the fire, into the fray, and say, you know what, this is going to hurt like hell, but I'm going to come through it. And I'm going to be honest with you, Eubank Jr. He's just been exuding that persona that, you know, he's ready. He does not care. You know, and he's basically stating it. You know, to shout out to 78 Sports TV, he put out 2 excellent videos talking about breaking down the fight, which he eloquently put, I mean, almost to perfection. Now, I happen to disagree with some of the things he said. I just personally, I feel that the intangibles that Triple G has will overcome the flaws of Eubank Jr. But I definitely will say this, is that Eubank Jr. will bring out the fucking very best of Triple G. I will put it down, mark my words. Trust me, we're going to find out what Triple G is made of. And here's why, and this leads into what I was saying about how, like, Triple G fans need to be very, very worried, okay? I'm talking about the fanboys. Need to be very worried, because regardless of what happens in this fight, we know from Eubank Jr.'s persona and how he fights, he's coming to get it. Which means we're going to find out that if there are any flaws in Triple G's personality when it comes to when you're in the ring with a fighter who's willing to bring that dog, trust me, Triple G, you still got to worry about Danny Jacobs. You still do have to worry about, on some level, Canelo Alvarez, because if they see any flaws, trust me, Oscar De La Hoya's eyes will be glued to that TV screen all night. And if they see anything they can exploit, all right, a fight will be made. Don't get it twisted. I still think Canelo's pussy, because regardless of the fact, Canelo fights Triple G after this fight with Eubank, you still a pussy. All right, Canelo, you hear me? Canelo Alvarez, you's a pussy. Because you only fighting him because you see flaws, bitch. But back to, let me not disrespect Chris Eubank Jr. by mentioning Canelo too much. What I really want to do is just, with this whole video, is ultimately to say is that at the end of the day, you have to respect Eubank Jr. because Eubank Jr. is seriously a fighter. He's a fighter. He's seeing the big bad wolf and he wants to go in that motherfucking den. He says, no, you will not scare me. No, you're not going to stalk around my fucking terrain and act as if you're the top dog on it. No, I want to be the alpha dog. I want to be the man. And you got to respect him. But as far as when it comes to Triple G, I honestly will sit here and say this. Triple G, don't sleep on this boy. And understand that only you know what you can do when you're at your best. I still fully believe that because of the lack of competition that Triple G has been fighting, in a sense, the bums that he has been fighting, I feel like Triple G may have settled into that mode of where he's just way too calm, way too ready and prepared. He feels he's way too assured of himself that he will be able to handle anything. And you cannot go into the ring with Chris Eubank Jr. and just sleep on this kid. This kid is young. He's hungry. He's at that right moment in his life where, hey, maybe his flaws, right? Maybe those flaws that I feel Eubank Jr. has won't be enough to overcome his will. Maybe his will be stronger than anything we see on that night. This is Quest X Boxing. Shout out LDBC. You guys have a great 4th of July weekend. May it be a long one. May it be a good one. May your families be safe. I'm out.